Hello and welcome to Warblog. This is a new feature video. Essentially, what you'll see, I've added a forum button. And this takes you to the forum, which doesn't have a lot. So we've got the obviously bunch of blurb up here that no one really needs to read, and then obviously all the threads. I've only got one thread in here on just talking about strategy and planning and this video and just a bunch of stuff. Obviously you can post replies and things like that. So essentially that's pretty much it, because I imagine you probably know what forums are, but you can sign up and become a member and talk about things. The whole lot, I think the intention here really is and the reason I'm sort of doing the video really is really more to sort of just broach, obviously the fact that there's a forum, but the purpose of the forum really is to sort of allow people to talk about the strategy and the games, in general. Now, I understand that the site really doesn't have enough players to really warrant a discussion board, really, and I doubt that anyone will actually really use it, especially in the short term. And imagine that these two threads will probably sit here for the next million years. But that's sort of not really the point. I think the point is that the option's there. And if you choose to sort of do that, I know that a lot of people are sort of quite interested or keen in sort of posting things and comments. I believe that there's already plenty of scope for that. For example, on the YouTube videos, people could be commenting, they're not. On the Facebook channel, they could be commenting, they're not. On Twitter, etc. And also discuss social media underneath each of the Warblog entries. And so it's very clear that there's not a huge sort of rush of people looking to actually comment on each scenario, etc., etc. I'm aware of that. But the point is, if you are inclined to do that, because I'm not going to be what I'm saying is I'm not going to be just populating this like I'm doing the YouTube things. I might put a blog up. I might put a thread up now and then if I feel inclined, but generally speaking, probably not. But the point is, it's there, and I don't really like using the C word, communities. But if you are sort of looking to, find, because it's slightly different to a bunch of comments on a YouTube video or anything like that, in that you can actually say, come back and join in the discussion on Man-Alc and wargame strategy and planning, etc., or something else. So it could be a particular game and you're sort of thinking, well, these are the opening moves, or you might have played the game but you want to create an after action report with all your your images of what you did and how it worked and your comments, observations, and then all that sort of stuff. I mean, basically, as I said, it's the C word, and if that's something that you want to get involved with, you can. The only thing to say is that it's a free forum, so it doesn't really cost me anything. It's simple to put into place. I haven't checked the spelling on this, but basically, as a general rule of thumb, discussion on other games is not welcome. I mean, this is not a forum for wargaming in general. It's a forum for the site, and I'm going to be quite strict on that, basically, because I really can't be asked to sort of start dealing with infringements on that sort of concept. I mean, it's really sort of an added tool for people that are members of the site to discuss their gaming experience on Warblog, and it's not really disguised as anything else. I mean, it's certainly not a sort of general discussion for for war games in general, etc., etc., etc. So, I mean, the only thing to sort of add on top of that is that you don't necessarily have to be a member of Warblog to join in here. I mean, you might say, well, I was looking at this Derna scenario, I see you got it online. You know, you don't have to play. You could then sort of say, well, I've got some comments because I see in your order of battle you've got this and you've got that, and you know, you've got these and you haven't put in this. And so obviously I think you know, you could put, you know, a note in the discus thing, which, you know, after nearly 270 scenarios, that's 270 pages, and it has never received a single comment. You know, so even Discus doesn't work, and I know it's integrated with Facebook, and the site doesn't really get a lot of traffic. But the point is, you know, if you feel inclined to talk about this, you don't want to use the Discus, you don't want to use its, you know, its YouTube video, or you don't want to use, you know, all the other sort of social media platforms. You're actually welcome to come in, and if there was a thread on the Derna scenario, you could then, you know, add it. You could add a thread saying, I've seen you design, you know, your Derna scenario, it's total crap, you know, whatever. You know, if you want to criticise things, I mean, constructive criticism, more welcome than just flaming me or anyone else. But, you know, I mean, what I'm saying is you don't have to be a paid up member of the game to join in the forum if you want to make observations and comments regarding what I call the free side of the scenario. You know, just people just looking at it and sort of thinking, you know, oh, there's far too many troops here, or you know, etc., etc. What about this? Or why have you got this town here? Or, you know, what's this sea called? Or whatever. So anyway, that's it. I don't want to sort of spend too long. It's amazing that I feel out of breath. Not so much out of breath, literally, but I don't think there's much really more to say. I mean, it's a forum. What can I say? But I've gone 6 minutes. The point I'm making is that if I was doing a video about my own game, the 15 minutes would have come and gone, and I'm struggling to actually say anything here. But when I do the actual videos, I never struggle at all. So it's interesting how that works. But anyway, so again, you know, if you're watching this on YouTube, you know, obviously go and have a look at the forum. I'll put a link in the YouTube thing, and you know, that maybe might interest you. Okay, end of video. 7.5 minutes. Look at that. Bye.